Hi, here is my final project. My first question I'm answering is, which film we watched this semester was the most meaningful to you and why? I'm gonna say Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I loved this movie. I think this is my new favorite movie, and I actually watched it later the day that we watched it in class. I watched it again later that day because I just had to rewatch and see it all, knowing exactly what happened again from the beginning because I just loved it so much. I love how the plot of the movie is basically a spoiler because I had no idea what was going on until like probably 3/4 of the way through, and that is what I really loved about it most. And I also just love romance movies, so I love the combination of romance and science fiction. My next question is, has this course changed the way you watch movies or think about film as an art form? And if so, how? I would say yes, because I never really noticed editing or transitions when I was watching movies before. I was mainly just watching it for the characters and enjoyment. I wasn't really paying attention to how it's actually being filmed. And specifically with Everything Everywhere All at Once, before we watched it, you told us that they used like all practical props and puppets and stuff and didn't really edit it as much with CGI. And that made watching it 10 times more enjoyable because I was appreciating it for the art that it was. And it was entertaining at the same time, which I watch movies to be entertained, but knowing that like the scene where it goes from the mirror into the actual scene itself in the beginning of the movie, I remember thinking right then, I was like, okay, that is really cool that wasn't edited. So I love how that is an art form in itself. My next question is, which film do you think has the most to offer us culturally or philosophically right now, and why? I'm going to say Arrival because I think it really shows the division in the world that we have right now and that we've always had. And I like that it took aliens and one singular woman to bring the world back together. And I also liked that it used language. And the woman that, Amy Adams, I forgot her character's name, but the woman that uses language because it shows that we all have one thing in common, which is communication, even if we don't choose to use it. Like it shows when the screens go black from the countries, they were choosing not to use it, but I like how she brought them back together with it, with their commonality. My last question is, which film did you find most technically impressive in terms of cinematography, editing, sound, or overall craft? I'm going to say Children of Men for this one because the long scene was awesome. I felt like I was another character in the scene. And before I watched this movie, I actually just learned about long scenes because I love Stranger Things and I've been watching all the interviews with the cast, and they were talking about a few of the long scenes that they did in Stranger Things, and so knowing what that was prior to going into the movie was super awesome. And I really love how the camera work was handheld because once again it made me feel like I was in the movie itself. And I really loved this course. This was my favorite interim class that I've ever taken, and yes, thank you for letting me enjoy it. Bye.